Hi everybody, welcome back. If you're new, I'm Zoilita, your local godmother, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about note-taking for oracle or tarot pulls or reading or whatever you want to call it. I'm a person who loves to take notes. I love to see similarities, differences, compare, study. I'm a writing person, that's me. So I decided to share a way that I take notes on oracle or tarot. Before we do start, I just do want to say I use oracle over anything. I prefer oracle. That's just how my guides talk to me easiest. I started with tarot, learned it wasn't really my thing, and then got into oracle. I have nothing against either though, but I just do prefer oracle over tarot. One's not better than the other. It's just really what resonates with you the most and how you like to communicate. Personally, for me, it's oracle. There's a couple differences between them, but they usually just do the same thing, is to talk to the spirits or the universe or whatever you want to call it. It's used for a form of communication. So that's how it is the same. There's just a little bit of differences. Like in tarot, it usually comes in a deck of 75 to 78 cards, depending on what deck it is. But that's usually like the number of cards that it is, while oracle can range from like 12 cards to 100. It also depends on the deck that you get. With tarot cards, they're spread in between like categories, so it's like wands, cups, swords, pentacles, wands, cups, swords, pentacles, yeah, and then like the major arcana, so like the Empress, the Sun, the Moon, Death, the Hangman, all that stuff. Oracle's kind of more free-flowing than tarot, because oracle, you can really interpret it how you feel it. You can do the same with tarot, but most of the cards do have definite definitions and meanings to them. So like tarot's a little bit more strict in that sense. Yeah, I wanted to clear that because one is not better than the other. I wanted to give some similarities and some differences here and there. Again, it's up to you and your preference. For me, it took me to deal with both cards, like both kind of cards, to realize what I prefer. So I would suggest the same for you. Okay, so before I show you the outline and how I do it, I just want to clear up, this is just note taking. I know some people who do like readings, who like to take notes of their sessions with their clients just to see similar messages that are shown through for the same client in different, settings and whatnot. So this is just a way to show y'all how to do that. An easy way to do it. Everybody has their own ways, but this is just the way that I like to lay out and show it. Also, I will be making a printable layout that I'll put in the description somewhere, where you can just get the PDF and print it out if you want, or just look at the layout to follow it on your own paper. I like to write it out. But yeah. Sorry if you see me looking at like this book right here. I have notes because if I don't have video notes, I will go off a topic very fast. These are the two decks that I use. This is the only oracle deck that I have and the only tarot deck that I have. I had like 4 tarot decks. I sold the other 3. I sold the other 3 because I didn't really resonate with them as much. I purchased this deck. This is the 𝕤𝕤𝕚𝕚 tarot deck, just because she's one of the deities that I do work with, so I kind of resonated with it just because of that. Also, the art on these cards are phenomenal. Like, I'm just gonna pull one out to show you. Like, this is the back of the card, and like the art on these, it's great. I love it. I'm here for it. But so these are the tarot decks that I do use when I do use tarot cards. I prefer oracle. I've worked with a number of different oracles before. This is the one that I resonated with the most. You can see that the box is beat up. This has traveled with me. This has moved with me. This baby right here, this is my deck. This is called the Puerto Rican Oracle. Also, something else that I resonate with, because this is part of my culture. They're both kind of part of my culture, because I'm half Puerto Rican, half Mexican. I work with both sides of my family, like ancestral guides and all that. So I do like to be inclusive with my guides and with my culture. I know that's a big thing for a lot of people, is like inclusivity. So these are like 2 decks that I would recommend for anybody similar to me. I will put the links down in the description just to make it easier. You don't have to use these decks. You can use any oracle or tarot deck that you have or prefer to use. Just for the sake of this video, I'm going to be using my Puerto Rican oracle deck. Let me bring you closer and so we can write and stuff together. Okay, so this is a reference to the layout that I use. I always put date because that's just what I prefer. I like to keep chronological order of my notes and stuff like that. So I always like to put the date. You put the deck just so you know what deck you used. And like you can go from those deck interpretations specifically, instead of just being it like a general thing. That's just me. It makes it more specific when note taking. So after I put the deck, I will write the question or intent that I had, and I will write it out. And then once I get to pulling cards, I'll write down what cards that I pull. And with this oracle specifically, you can see that it has like a little description on the card. So I'll write the name of the card. In this case, it was solitude, and then the description, and then go with the flow, and then the description. After I do that and I read it and I process it, I just write down my interpretation, basically what I think that I'm trying to hear and what the spirits are trying to tell me. I'll just write it down. Just to make things a little bit more clear, I am going to write and complete a whole outline with you guys, just to make it more understanding if there is any confusion. Okay, so to start off the whole outline, we're just going to put the date. Today's date, I believe, is the 17th of July. So 17th of July, 2022, my love. And then we're gonna write the deck. Don't mind that little bitty mistake that I just made. The deck we're using today is the Puerto Rican oracle. Okay, so now that we have the deck and the date on there, we can go ahead to question or intent. For the sake of the video, I'm not gonna put anything down because we're just gonna pull the first 2 cards from the top. So at this moment, I'm just gonna put NA. Does not apply. So then we're gonna write down cards, our card section. Like I said, for the sake of the video, we're just gonna pull the first 2 cards that are on top of the deck, which is Take a Leap and Forgiveness. I'm gonna put those up there, just over in the view. So what you would want to do is write, I like to section it between numbers. So write the title of the card, which is Take a Leap. You want to put a little dash after that. And then I would just write out this little description right here. But for the sake of the video, I'm not going to waste that time. And then we're gonna write my interpretation. I probably spelled that wrong because I'm like fast writing. And then you would write how you feel about the card, or what knowledge that the card gave you, or what message you feel is trying to be pushed through, just so it's there and you could go back and read it. So by the end of what you do, it's going to look like this, and then you have good notes to go back to and, you know, read through again and process again and see similarities and differences in same questions or in different environments, just to go back on and like have research to dive back into. Yeah, I hope that my process made sense, because I'm pretty scatterbrained. Also, I will have everything down in the description, the decks that I have that I showed y'all today, the outline that I'm going to be making for you all. All my socials will be down there, my website link will be down there. I do hope that this is a method that some of you can use and do find interesting and helpful. Thank you for watching. If you made it all the way through, I really do appreciate that. Comment down below a star emoji if you made it this far. I think that would be fun. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace and love. Stay blessed and safe, my beautiful beings.